Hi there, this is Nicole DeBoer, also known as Lieutenant Ezri Dax from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And welcome to Star Trek Fleet Command.
Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo! Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today this video is coming out a little bit later than I really wanted it to, and it was because I was thinking, how should I make this? Should I make it kind of like a comedy, throw in some like really lame intros and just kind of pew pew pew, stupid stuff, which so many of you seem to enjoy. If you do enjoy that lame stuff, put it down below because I'm the king of cringe, and I really do like it. But after a while, I was like, you know what? And talking with a couple of the other people like Gregor, Stephen Aaron, some of the others, I just decided, you know what? Let's just go ahead and hit the nail on the head for what is now becoming, it's always been a problem, but now it's becoming an even bigger problem because the issue that I'm about to bring up is becoming more important in terms of more people are starting to really feel the burden, especially for those of you who've been playing 2 or 3 years. So this is an issue that whales have run across almost immediately. And if you are a whale watching this, and you can certainly comment down below and attest to how difficult this is, and that being the independent credit grind. Now, there's actually 2 officer grinds that are really difficult. Yes, officer experience is a pain, but you can at least reasonably farm for that in different places throughout the galaxy. But independent credits and, as a side effect, nanoprobes, active nanoprobes for the Borg, are very, very, very difficult to procure in this game. Now, I will say to Scopely's credit, they have done things to increase the amount of these credits that you get every single day. And what I mean by that is, if we back out of the officers menu right now, we head over to the factions tab. We've had this one basically since Augment came out. You come over to the augments, you can every single day trade in for independent credits right here. Costs you 5,000 of the augment points, and then of course if you're doing your data mining, you should have enough to turn in and get about 7,000 every day, depending on what level of the rank you're at. Not only that, if you come over to your refinery tab and then scroll over to where it says Borg, you will also have an option right here to do a refinery pull for independent credits. And then of course I've been adding them into event stores and things like that. But here's the big kicker. The cost of these officers is so high that even those amounts is simply not enough. And when you think about the officers that have been added, there's a lot of them that are based on independent credits. Now, the other burden here is going to be Federation credits, but at least that's a little bit easier to procure. You get a lot of them through the Battle Pass, typically through faction hunts. You can actually grind for those. And then, of course, dailies. I mean, you have a lot more that you can get in a single day. And speaking of Borg Refinery, then you can get independent credits. And I don't think anybody's debating that. But let's start talking about some of the biggest numbers here. And in fact, I'm going to take it a step further early on. I wasn't sure if we were going to put this up on the screen at the very beginning. But you know what? I think we're going to. We're about to bust out the big gun. The big gun being prices. Look at this. Now, this is old. I will give you the updated numbers here in a second. But this is with the beginning rogue officers, or the augment officers, and then the starter set of the Borg, because we've had 1 Borg added to this. So here are all your augments. Up there you've got Khan and Joaquin, and then of course you've got every Borg except 2 of 10. And that total independent cross, and it might be a little bit hard to see, it's right over there on the bottom right, 272,075. Now if you were just pulling from the augment shop, and remember, this is an older graphic that we used to use, would take you 15 years and 42 days. Now, this is the old one. There's more. And in fact, let me show you how much more, and let me just go ahead and cheat and show you this is how much more. 529,525 is what we're currently up to. Now, for those wondering where all those numbers have come from, well, what I did is I took all the new augment officers and rogue officers. So you look at, even if you're going down to the very basic of like Goon, all the way up to the fact that we got 2 Harry Mudds now, Eurydice, or your DC as I like to call her. So that's 3 epics. Each epic cost over 30,000 independent credits to max. Of course, you've got other rares in there, several rares in there that are costing between 15 and 17,000 to max. And you see all these numbers listed here on the side in terms of when I started increasing. So here's your main, 17,250, 15,950, 1650, 35,250. There's your epics, 33,500, 16,7, 15, 35,2, 56, 31,9, 19,5. All of these slowly accumulating to where we need over 520 5,000 independent credits to max out these officers. Now, obviously, most of you are not sitting there right now needing to max out this number of officers. But the reason I said this is becoming more apparent of an issue for most people is because many of you are leveling up to where you're starting to get rank 2, rank 3, rank 4 officers that require independent credits. Now, while you might not be a whale and need 20,000 in a single swoop, which is what a rank 5 con, for example, is going to swing you, you are still going to need a lot. For example, here I've saved this one just for this video. Here's the rank 4 con, 11,500 independent credits. Exactly what I have, by the way. 2 badges and then 1.2 million officer experience. I can swing the experience and I can go grind for more. But the biggest issue for me is staring me right in the face, the 11,500 independent credits. Now, I'm not saying that they haven't done a better job of allowing you to procure these. They have. And to say that they haven't would be disingenuous. At the same time, the amount that they have increased in terms of the amount of independent credits you can get as a regular player is just not enough for all the officers that are there. If it was simply 2 groups, maybe. If it was just the rogue and just the augment, but it's not. It's more than that. You've got also the Borg, which are becoming such a critical part of the game. 5 of 10 is one of the most sought after officers. 6 of 10 as well. And you've got 7 of 10, 1 of 10, and then 1 of 10 of 10. So you have 3 epic Borg officers. Anytime there's epics, there's going to be higher cost. This is just to take mine to level 2. I need 1,300 independent credits and 5,000. Yeah, I don't like it either, buddy. I don't like it either. 5,000 active nanoprobes. Whereas if you look at, say, Borg Jayla, you want to take her to rank 4, 500,000 active nanoprobes. And let's just say a lot of independent credits. So you're seeing this become a very big theme where we have more officers coming out. And once again, I got asked by I got asked to fill out a little thing, and it said, what is the biggest thing that you would like the game to fix right now? And while there are a lot of things that we can all debate on what's the most important thing for them to nail down and really start focusing on, to me, the answer is officer sourcing. And that includes the materials to upgrade these officers. We just talked about in a video a couple days ago, the need to improve the recruit chest, the premium chest, to make it more of an actual, to kind of balance the odds, because we've added so many officers. I mean, we were well over 100 officers now in the game, but when I first started, there was really only 3 groups of officers and cadets. I mean, there was not a lot. You had a little bit of the auxiliary crew, you had the Enterprise crew, the Nero crew, and then the Klingon, Patriots and everything. You didn't have as widespread as you do now, where we have entire factions being added. The original series, Discovery, Augments, Rogue, Borg. I mean, and even to think like Leslie and stuff has been re-released out into where more people are getting those officers. So even though there's a Federation heaviness, at least you can kind of just go through and work on getting those creds. Independent credits and active Borg nanoprobes are still such a sore spot in the game. And once again, I'm not trying to come at them and like, how dare them not ever address this? I think they have, but I think that we have to put renewed pressure on Scopely to make that addressing be something that becomes more prevalent. The fact that we'll get every now and then like 50 independent credits randomly in an event, like, hey, one of the things that we mentioned recently, and this was a great suggestion on the live stream that we've had, and I know it's been mentioned in other places, was that when we have faction hunt, to add a 4th faction hunt, one that was based around independent credits. And even if you didn't pay out the independent credits the same amount as a Federation credit, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but let's just say you don't, at least add that to allow the sourcing of it. And that is not an excuse to lock that behind a ticket, by the way. I'm looking at you. Look at me. We're not asking for tickets here. We already do your ticket thing. We're asking for quality of life improvements with the amount of officers that are coming. And we know it's a burden. They know it's a burden. But we have to really, really push them, because the burden's not going to get worked on unless it becomes a pain point that is being screamed about by everybody. Whales will gripe about it. They'll probably gripe more about the active nanoprobes because there's not an easy way to just buy those. But either way, they go hand in hand to me. Active nanoprobes, independent credits are both a massive pain point for every player in the game, and it has to be improved for when more and more officers come out. For example, unless they release an entire Cardassian faction for Deep Space Nine and completely build one from scratch, which I am here for, more officers would possibly take independent credits. What if they release Locutus of Borg? Obviously, that's going to be an independent credit because there's no Borg faction in the game. What if they finally put out Ferengi officers? Well, those would probably be independent credits. We're really on a pace where by this time next year, it is not unreasonable to think that 1 year from now, we are close to 1 million independent credits needed to max out all officers. Even if it's 2 years from now, we've seen it consistently where a lot of the new sets require that. And unless we have a massive shift in the design of the game, which I would love to see happen, wink, haha, just please do. I don't know what that was supposed to be. We need improvement for now. So for today, for upcoming events, for upcoming arcs that are the next 2 months of TNG, we've got to do that. If you can help us out, all you got to do, like the video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and comment down below if you agree, disagree, or have additional thoughts. And as always, live long and prosper. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. We'll catch you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, well, come see more. Deuces. That's me.
Remember, Spock doesn't go on the Enterprise. Live long and prosper. All the best.